Welcome back to Teach a Man to Fish channel. In today's video, we're going to be talking about one of the best kept cast iron steak secrets, the grill pan. We chose this T-bone steak to cook for you. Not necessarily the easiest steak to cook, but it does have some nice cuts and some nice flavor. We did a dry brine for about 6 or 7 hours inside the freezer. Put a little bit of heavy on the salt, a little bit of pepper, throw it on something that gets air circulation above and on the bottom. And the very last part, maybe 30 minutes before the cook, pull it out of the fridge and dry it off. You'll notice that we have this paper towel here soaking up the moisture. You want to use that paper towel to prevent steaming and more frying. We did season this a couple of hours ago and let that salt seep into the meat, draw the moisture out, and you've got to wipe that off or soak that off before you put it on the grill. We've learned to love the flat cast iron skillet for our cooking. As a matter of fact, our top performing video, I think it's up to 1.2 million views at this point. Thank you for watching and subscribing. Explains that process in detail and really the foundation of our steak cooking for you. I'll put a link at the end of the video where you can go to and really dig your teeth into. You may already have a flat cast iron skillet. You can look at that process here. We use this gas one. It has 15,000 BTU in it. Really kicks out the heat when we want it. You want to use a little bit of heat, prepping your cast iron a little bit, but not screaming hot, but probably about halfway there. Before you start the cooking, because it happens real fast, get your ingredients prepped. We like garlic and rosemary, butter, and olive oil. You can get creative with that. There's already salt and pepper on it. You can also throw in some thyme. That's a pretty powerful aromatic that we prefer more simple rosemary and garlic. We've got this pan heated up almost to about smoke point. We're going to go ahead and get the steak going. Real quick spritz of some oil. And let the magic begin. First set of grill marks. It'll be about 3 minutes on this side. Already the smell is amazing. Hey Siri, set a timer for 3 minutes. Another concept, most proteins that you cook will let you know when that crust is formed because it releases from the grill. That crust forms that layer between the cast iron nonstick surface and the meat, and it just pops right off. It lets you know when that crust is formed. Now we do a 45-degree rotation. Also, I looked at those grill marks. Don't try this at home, kids. It was a little hot on the downwind side. So we're outdoors. You can see the way that wind is blowing. It's making this side of the pan a little cooler. I noticed it in the grill marks. So I'm also going to rotate a 180 and let the grill marks form a little better on the other side. You may want to consider cooking outdoors when you're cooking this. It does get a little smoky if you're doing it right, but some of you have a restriction on whether or not you can have flames, and fire code keeps you from cooking on the balcony. Consider getting an induction cooktop for this, just as effective, and you get that grill seasoning, sear, crispy flavor. Quick shout out to Mr. Cast Iron and Mrs. Cast Iron. Sent me this great oven mitt, and I will quit making that mistake, do this the right way, and use this awesome oven mitt made by Mrs. Cast Iron. Now that we're approaching the end here, we're going to throw some of our aromatics in there. Garlic should always be crushed. Releases those juices. And a pat of butter. Totally changes the flavor. We'll pick up some of that flavor that's stuck there on the pan. And we'll get that goodness all basted across that steak. I'm going to do 2 pats of butter. A little bit of olive oil in there too. Try and help with the burning some. We're gonna cut this heat way down. You'll need a little bit of extra oil because that meat is riding on the ridges. As a matter of fact, that's one of the benefits, that it's riding on the ridges and not frying in the own oils coming out of the steak and the butter. And there it is, finishing up. Cooked to the way you like it, to the temperature that you like it. Rare, medium well, well done. You get to decide what flavor you like. There is no wrong way to cook a steak. Don't forget that liquid gold that's left over in the grill pan at the end. You can pour it across the steak and it gives that sizzle, and even reserve some more for a special treat that we'll show you right now. You've got to make sides, right? A little bit of a bonus feature here. Talk about the presentation and those grill marks. Hands down, the best oil sprayer on the market. A little bit of olive oil, onion powder, garlic powder. All of these long neck squash were just picked fresh this morning from the garden, sliced into about 1/4-inch slabs, and they hold a grill mark like you would not believe. A little bit of that steak juice and butter is going to be good on this too. Our favorite part, right?
Yeah, eating the food.
Let's give it a go. What do you want to eat first?
Cut open that steak. Perfect.
Sorry, we had to do some cutting up there. We're back right now. Oh, you are going for the steak?
I am going for the steak.
So this is all actually low carb, and I am craving the squash first.
It's crazy.
Keto, low carb.
Get in that egg. Oh my gosh.
I'm the squash. Maybe it's because I am keto, low carb.
Yeah, you're crazy.
That's hitting the spot for me.
You want to cut me off a piece?
Mm-hmm.
It's good too. Need a little bit more salt.
Doesn't have any salt on it.
That's why.
Isn't that the story of our lives? You craving salt?
Yeah.
Me not.
On everything.
All right, now I'm going to try the steak.
You have to put in the egg.
I'll do another piece. Steak's good.
It's better than good. It's delicious.
Gooder? What's better
It's
than
like funnier.
good? What's better than good? Gooder.
Great.
I'm not kidding you. Look at that squash. I know, I'm wonky.
Got a whole steak in front of you and you're like, squash.
I'm not right. All right. A giant slab of steak. Are you happy? This is T-bone, which it's kind of a crapshoot with T-bone whether or not you're going to get a good cut. There's that New York strip portion of it that can be a tougher cut of meat. Do this with ribeye steak, home run every single time. Doesn't matter if it's a high-end ribeye, choice, prime. You're going to get a good steak out of this, and that visual eye presentation with the cross hatch on it, that's 50% of a meal is what it looks like. And when you talk to the chefs and you watch the shows, they spend so much time making the eye appealing for a reason. It's one of the first things you experience, if not the smell of it, the visuals of the meal before it even touches your palate. Good thing we made a lot of zucchini or squash. Ooh, I'm gonna put a piece of garlic on this one too. I want a piece of that egg too. Thank you for cooking the eggs.
Thank you for cooking the whole meal.
So YouTube says that this video is perfect for your viewing habits. This is my latest upload, and over here is a playlist you might just enjoy. I hope you liked it. If you did, please click like, subscribe, share, and come on back for more.